Howdy, folks. Yeah, it's been a while. Apologies. I've been working my ass off, so work kind of fucking comes to the forefront first before anything else, like doing the streams, especially when there's been a lot of fucking uh, contracts and stuff. Also, I'm recovering from I wouldn't say an overdose, but a miscalculation of LSD from yesterday. I double dosed because usually I have to double dose for medicine, drugs that I've taken. I've done pills, I've done pot, shrooms, basically any kind of hallucinogenic or narcotic or something like that, or just any kind of fucking medication. I have to double the dose because my metabolism is so high, I'll just burn right through it. So I thought the same thing would work with LSD, and I was sadly mistaken. I thought I was coming down from a trip, and it was just the low point of a roller coaster ride. So wasn't a bad trip. It wasn't. It was like shrooms, but better. Shrooms are a lot more iffy. Like a lot more iffy. There's a higher chance that you can get a bad trip than a good trip. I'd say three out of four. If you have four friends, at least three are going to start off. Two are going to start off good and then fall into a bad trip more than likely. One of them is immediately going to have a bad trip, and then there's that one fucker who's just lucky and just doesn't have a bad trip the entire time. At least that's my experience from shrooms. So let's see what to talk about. It's been fucking 2.5 weeks since I last did a stream. Oh, fuck you, YouTube. Fuck you, YouTube. And I say fuck you, YouTube, for a big fucking reason. You spoiled Game of Thrones. You spoiled this episode, tonight's fucking episode. You spoiled it, YouTube. You fucking spoiled it. You spoiled it, and it wasn't my fucking fault. It was yours, because I was looking for a fucking video on oh god, what was I searching? I was searching for I watch a series of pseudo documentaries called Death of a Game. There's a YouTuber on here, I can't remember his name, but he does deaths of games, MMOs. So Death of a Game, Star Wars Galaxies, Death of a Game, Warhammer Online. So I was like, oh, I haven't watched him in a while. Death of a Game. And then it shows me a fucking 3-minute clip from tonight's episode that got leaked a couple days ago or whatever. Like some guy in Spain was able to see it. And so he fucking uploaded on Instagram and it got taken down. And then he uploaded it onto YouTube. So I'm guessing some motherfucker grabbed his YouTube live stream of Game of Thrones, tonight's episode, and posted it. So I got fucking spoiled. Just by the title. I was like, wait, what? And I'm like, oh, son of a bitch. I've been spoiled. Thank you, YouTube. What set you off to try this? I've always wanted to try LSD. I've always wanted to try LSD. My friend had a little bit left, and he was like, "Hey, man, have it." So I wanted to try it for two reasons. Well, three reasons. The first reason is the one I already told you. I've always wanted to try LSD. The two main reasons I wanted to try LSD are a little bit more complicated. One, I wanted to do it to try and remove my writer's block. Open up my third eye. Basically, I thought if I can take LSD and hallucinate slightly and alter my brain chemistry, there was a chance that I'd be able to just write down, fuck it. I could just sit there, veg out, and just keep writing. And when I finally got off of my fucking trip and sobered up, I could look at it and go, whoa, all right, well, edit this, take this out. Don't even know what the fuck that says, but I'll try and change that up. And the second reason was I've just been emotionally exhausted. It's been a topsy-turvy fucking month. So I was like, oh, hey, basically I needed a break. Alcohol's a depressant. I usually drink a little bit. I don't drink like a whole handle and a half, 2 handles anymore. I'll drink to get a buzz, and then I'll just veg out on a Saturday night and relax. Tipsy or buzzed. And yeah, just have some pizza or go out to eat and have a few drinks and just enjoy my Saturday evening, because that's the only time I can actually drink without having to suffer fucking dealing with work and waking up late. So I was like, you know what, time for a change. I got some LSD. I'll drop acid. And my night was okay for the most part. I can't really remember some of it, but I know I ate like 3 pints of ice cream. So there's that. GIMP has been giving me trouble for drawing a map. I'm really hating the fucking tutorials I found now, because they're not working. They make no fucking sense. And since I haven't used GIMP in like 3 or 4 years, and it's been updated so many fucking times, I just don't know how to fucking do it. Like, it's telling me to do overlays and soft lighting and dark lighting so that like the top fucking. So basically, I've drawn my map. The tutorials say like take a map, take whatever map you want. You can use like the United States or Scotland or Europe, what have you. Trace out, get a picture off of Google, like a continental map of it, put it into GIMP, make a second layer, a transparent layer, trace the border of the coastline, then trace all the lakes, and then fill it in with black. So it's all completely black. Okay, I've done that. And it's like, oh, we'll just use a layer of parchment as the backdrop for it, because you have a transparent layer with the silhouette of the continent you want. All right. So now I have a black silhouette of my continent from my campaign setting on top of parchment. Awesome. Then you do you can take paint. You take the paint bucket, you remove the opacity slightly so it just tints it, and you can do any color you want. I was going to do a darker shade of parchment, so I just put the opacity of black to like 15%, and it was dark enough. So I was like, all right, that's what the ocean's going to be. It's going to be a darker shade of parchment. How do I do it with the bucket? How do I do it with the continent? How do I fill in the continent with parchment. So it's the normal colored parchment on top of darker colored parchment. Doesn't tell you. Does not tell you. I've tried multiple fucking ways of doing it. They're talking about like, oh, just fill it in. It's like, how do I fill it in, assholes? Like, you have a fucking, you're doing a tutorial instructing people on how to make a map. Like a medieval parchment map. Tell us how to fill it in. You told us how to do a backdrop with parchment. You told us how to fucking darken it so it can be the color for the oceans. Tell us how to do the rest of it. So, yeah, I've just been sitting here with my thumb up my ass with a fucking outline. And then the rivers don't make any lick of fucking sense. There's another tutorial I've seen where someone's just like, oh, yeah, just change the colors of your outlines to the outline. Your outline should be a dark brown and everything should be parchment. And then just fill the seas with a darker shade. And I'm like, all right. And then it's like, then you take your eraser and you put the fade effect on it, and then you just draw out the fucking the rivers and stuff, and those will be the same color as the lakes and stuff. And I'm like, it's not doing that. It's just making them white. I have the fade effect on it. It's just making them transparent. It doesn't even leave an outline or anything. So I'm going to have to fuck about with that and try and figure out how the fuck to do it. It's going to take me a while. So that's another fucking issue I've been dealing with. And I've probably wasted a good 12 hours. And the guy who made the fucking tutorial was like, oh, it only took me 6 hours to do a whole European continental map. I'm like, that's a crock of shit for a fucking, like, yeah, probably for you because you know how to do GIMP. A newbie, though, I don't know. I might just ask fucking one of my friends, like, tech to fucking do it for me. I'll be like, here, I'll take pictures and scan the fucking images of the maps I've drawn already, like all 4 quadrants. I'll just scan them and be like, hey, tech, just take all 4 of these fucking things and here's the brushes I want for the mountains, and here's the forests and where I like what to use here and there, and just going back and forth with him while he does that. And matter of fact, I'd probably just ask him, hey, just do the fucking continent for me. That's it. Like I can use the brushes I have on GIMP to make the mountains and put the font and do the rivers and stuff. Just do it. Just do everything else for me, please. Like, just make my continent fucking parchment and the oceans look like that, and do the little outlines of like the waves and stuff. Can you do that for me, tech? And then once he does that, give it back to me. I'll put the mountains on the way I want them. Do the forests, the fucking the rivers, the hills, swamps. Put the cities where they have to be, the roads and the little the key, the compass, and so on and so forth, and I'll just do it that way. Other than that, though, like that's going to be the easiest part. Everything else, like I've gotten every other step other than fucking the rivers and the fucking changing the continent color. Once that's done, though, it'll look perfect. And then I can use that for handing it out to my fucking players and put it in my fucking book. But yeah, that's all I've been doing, really. Chris hasn't been in. Chris is coming back to work this Monday, I think. He did work with us all last week because he was at Martha's Vineyard on vacation for the whole week, so that was good. Ricky didn't work Monday and Tuesday because he got food poisoning. or was it Tuesday and Wednesday? He was out for like 2 days, 3 days tops. I can't really remember. Donald's been out most of the week because of trucking, and it's just been pretty relaxed week for the most part. Let's see. Yep, 2 more weeks. Yeah, one. We'll say, yeah, we'll round it off. We'll round it off to 2 weeks before I move out. So I'm gonna have to talk to Ricky tomorrow as to the dimensions of my bedroom, so that I'm not buying fucking furniture left and goddamn right that I can't fit in the fucking room. But yeah. I'm gonna have to pack up my things. I'll probably pack up my things Friday or Saturday. So the stuff I'm not gonna need. 2 Fridays from now is the 1st, and that's when we're all moving in. I'm gonna be giving him $300 that day on the 1st because that's payday. I've got money just sitting inside the fucking desk that I have to put in the bank so I can fucking order my furniture. I have everything all fucking ship shaped and all set and fucking tallied, so I'm not gonna really have to worry about anything. And then once I get into the apartment, the next thing I'm going to be doing is saving up for getting my license reinstated. Throw the last money I need onto the car I'm getting, and that's it. I'll have a car, insured, license reinstated. I can drive around. We're probably still going to just carpool in the same truck because, I mean, we live together. No point in us both driving to work in separate vehicles. And then the rest of the money is going to be saved up for my new laptop. And then the rest of the money I'm making is just going to be hoarded for groceries, bills, rent, and that's it. So that's going to be lovely. And then tomorrow I'm going out to eat with my friend Molly and her boyfriend and her baby and my father. I'm going to have to figure out what time. I'll have to message her later on after the stream's up. Yeah. That's about it. That's really it. Not sure what to talk about. I mean, yeah. Been a pretty lackluster week. I know there was a shooting 2 blocks away. Somebody was shot and gunned down and killed. I found that happened early in the morning Thursday. Because Orlando had picked me up, and he decided, hey, I'm going to drive down the avenue. And we're driving down the avenue, and I could see the fucking 7 or 8 police cars, private investigators, and the crime scene investigators with the police tape cordoning off the intersection. And when he realized fucking 5 feet away, oh, hey, there's a police investigation going on, he started bitching, complaining, backed up, went down, took a right, went down a block, went down the block, down to the fucking next corner, and then went up. So that way he would be going up towards the fucking intersection we just had to fucking divert course from. And the police cruisers saw him. The cop stepped out, flashed his flashlight, being like, "Hey, you can't be here." And then he bitched again. And I'm like, "You can't go this way, Orlando. You can't. Like, this is gonna go up to the exact same fucking intersection you just were at." So we had to back up and drive through a side street driveway thing for like a couple little houses that are clustered together. And he was just bitching, complaining about how it's fucked up that he couldn't go up that way. And like, crime scene, something happened. And then later on that day, the news broke out where it's like, yeah, local city man was shot and killed at the intersection. And I'm like, oh, wonder if Orlando knows. Maybe then he'll stop bitching about how it was fucked up that the cops wouldn't allow him to pass, a fucking crime scene. Like, it's fucking asinine. So yeah. Let's see. So how you been, Sten? Also, happy 50th stream. That's good to hear. Oh, I am on the wrong thing. Oh, nice. Are we playing D&D tonight? Because if not, like I got to finish the rest of my. I gotta do the rest of my laundry, and if we're not playing tonight, I'm just gonna fucking veg out, watch Game of Thrones, and pass out. Like I'll voice my frustrations here to you because I don't know the rest of them. They need to get their shit together. Like, I don't know them, you do, so I'm an outsider looking in, so I don't know the whole story. They could be fucking working 80-hour work weeks with fucking kids and like a wife or husband. But if you're gonna tell people, hey, we're gonna be hosting on this day in like a couple weeks, and everyone's okay with that, you kind of adhere to that date. You just don't keep moving that goalpost. Like, you and I finished our character sheets in like a week, like 2 weeks before the game even started. And then that one guy's like, "Oh, I haven't finished my character sheet. I've had a month to do it, but I'll get it done. I got it done in Monday." And it's like, you couldn't get it done today. You couldn't. You just couldn't. So it's like, oh well. I'll either have to host a game or I'll just jump onto Roll20 and find a group looking for players. All right, I'll just fetch out then. God. All right. Like, see, the problem is if I do host a game, I'm not sure if I'll host it in my setting. I was thinking of hosting a One Ring campaign. And the reason why I'd host a One Ring campaign is it's Lord of the Rings. Everybody knows Lord of the Rings. Everybody knows the setting. It's one of the most iconic. It's probably the most iconic setting in terms of fantasy stories. The game's been the One Ring campaign setting slash game itself has been out for I think 3 years now. It's been a couple of years. They have whole books with modules and settings with stories and hooks and quests and stuff like that where you can just fuck about in Middle Earth. So could do that. I could just do modules from I could host a Pathfinder game because you guys pretty much made characters for D&D, and it wouldn't be as complicated as the One Ring. So we could do a Pathfinder game and set it up as Kingmaker. And with Kingmaker, that's one of the many plot-oriented ones. It's the one I played in as Mr. Whiskers. Let's see. Then there's like Skull and Shackles. Skull and Shackles is the pirate one. We could do one of the more generic Pathfinder campaigns where it's fantasy Europe and doing fantasy Europe adventuring things. Because those are set with gradients. So your party will be getting XP and they'll slowly be moving up through the story. I don't have to worry about making maps and fucking lore and monsters and counter settings and difficulty settings for monsters and loot. Don't have to roll up anything really unless it tells me I have to roll things up. I'd probably add a few things in it if there was something I didn't like. Like if it's like, oh hey, they're going to be traveling for 2 weeks, I'd be like, well, I'm going to be throwing out the food and weather system. Rolling up weather if it happens, rolling out that they don't have enough food, or telling them, hey, stock up on supplies. You're going to be out in the woods for 2 weeks, and probably have a few micro adventures or encounters along the path. That sort of shit. But if it's like, oh well, it's just like a 2-day ride, I'd be like, oh well, all right, 2-day ride, you guys get there. Just mark off fucking 2 rations taken out, worth 4 rations taken out because it's 2 rations per day. But I don't know. Like, I've been wanting to play Shadowrun again. I've been wanting to play Pathfinder or D&D. I want to do the fucking Aliens game campaign setting story that I had in mind, or the fucking Dark Matter campaign that I still have just chilling on my laptop and in my notebook. But those are kind of less new player friendly. That makes sense. Dark Matter's kind of a Dark Matter's a 20. Dark Matter comes in a D6 and a D6 / percentile and a D20 system. And even then, the D20 system is just kind of overly complicated. It just doesn't make that much sense. So I don't know. Ugh. Fuck, I'm tired. I'm not even tired because I've done anything today. I'm just tired because of the heat and just because of everything else.